The rain had just stopped falling over downtown Seattle, leaving the sidewalks slick and glistening under the evening lights. Sarah sat nervously at a small corner table inside the quaint little restaurant she had chosen for her blind date. The glow of the candles reflected in her eyes, but inside, her heart was a storm, pounding, restless, uncertain. She had waited for love for so long, and yet, here she was again, staring at her reflection in the glass, wondering if she had made another mistake. The truth was, Sarah had been through heartbreaks before, enough of them to nearly give up on the idea of romance altogether. But a friend had convinced her to give dating another try, urging her to meet someone new, to open her heart again. Tonight was that chance, a blind date arranged through a mutual acquaintance, someone she barely knew, someone whose name had not even been revealed to her. All she knew was that she would recognize him when he arrived. He would be wearing a navy blue jacket. That was it. That was the only clue. As she nervously fiddled with the silver bracelet on her wrist, checking her phone for the 10th time in 5 minutes, she couldn't shake the gnawing fear that he wouldn't show up, or worse, that he would show up, see her, and leave. But then the door of the restaurant opened. A man walked in, tall, calm, with eyes that seemed to search for something, or someone. And then, as if drawn by some invisible thread, his gaze found hers. Sarah froze, unable to move, her breath caught in her throat. He walked toward her with quiet confidence, and before she could speak, before she could even introduce herself, he gently said her name. Sarah. The way he said it was not like someone reading it off a paper or being told by a waiter. It was as if he had known it all along. At that moment, Sarah felt a shiver race down her spine. If you believe in kindness, second chances, and the beauty of unexpected moments, please take a second to like this video, share it with someone who needs hope, and subscribe to Hopeful Stories for more heart-touching journeys like this one. And don't forget to drop your thoughts in the comments. We love hearing your stories too. Sarah's lips parted slightly, confusion flooding her. Met. And now, years later, fate, or perhaps something greater, had brought them to the same table in the same city, with him recognizing the woman who had once unknowingly given him the strength to keep living. The revelation left Sarah speechless, tears welling in her eyes. She had written those letters in moments when she felt invisible herself, not knowing they had mattered to anyone. To hear that they had changed someone's life, that they had helped Daniel survive, it was overwhelming. As the night stretched on, Sarah felt something she hadn't felt in years: hope. Daniel wasn't just a stranger who knew her name, he was someone who had known her heart, even before they had met, someone who carried a piece of her kindness within him, all these years. Of course, doubt still lingered. Could she trust again? Could she allow herself to open up fully? The scars of her past didn't vanish overnight. There were moments when she wanted to retreat, to remind herself that this was just one evening, one blind date. But Daniel's steady presence, his unwavering gentleness, kept pulling her back. He wasn't asking her to forget her pain. He wasn't promising her a perfect future. He was simply there, quietly reminding her that sometimes love finds us when we stop searching for it. The weeks that followed were filled with long walks through the city, late-night conversations, and laughter that melted away Sarah's walls one layer at a time. Slowly, she rediscovered the parts of herself she had buried away: the artist, the dreamer, the woman who still believed in second chances. But what moved her most was Daniel's gratitude. He never let her forget how her simple act of kindness had changed his life. He often told her that he didn't just survive his illness because of medicine, but because of the hope she had planted in him when he needed it most. And in a way, he was right. Because now, sitting across from him in cafes, standing beside him in parks, Sarah realized something profound. Sometimes, the love we give to strangers returns to us when we least expect it, in the most beautiful ways. Months later, Sarah found herself back at the same restaurant where they had first met. This time, she wasn't waiting nervously at a corner table. She wasn't afraid of being abandoned or judged or left behind. She was holding Daniel's hand, smiling as the rain once again painted the streets outside. Only now, instead of uncertainty, she felt peace. She realized that sometimes, life takes us through heartbreaks, losses, and storms, not to punish us, but to prepare us for the love that will one day heal those wounds. Her journey wasn't about finding the perfect blind date. It was about discovering that the kindness she once gave away freely had returned to her, in the form of someone who already knew her name and her heart. If this story touched your heart, please don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to Hopeful Stories. And if you've ever experienced a moment where kindness came back to you unexpectedly, tell us about it in the comments. We'd love to hear your story too. Special request: before you leave, drop a comment with just one word: hope. Let's fill the comment section with it, as a reminder that hope always finds its way back. And as Sarah learned that night, sometimes hope doesn't just knock on your door, it sits across from you at a little restaurant, calls your name, and reminds you that love was always waiting.